I have something very important to tell you. Hey guys, hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you're in the world. Today we're gonna be eating kimchi pizza with bulgogi crust. Yes, there is bulgogi inside the edge. As I film this, it is Friday, 7:30 a.m. I have developed insomnia the past 2 nights, so I didn't sleep at all last night. And I lay in bed for like 5 hours and I was like, okay, no more, I'm not gonna waste my time anymore. I'm gonna make my pizza. It's the first time I ever made pizza, in fact. And this is a very different kind of pizza. This crust is made of quinoa dough. See, if I eat the regular dough, it makes me feel sleepy. So it took me 2 hours to make this. And I'm drinking barley tea, but it's still pretty hot, so I'm gonna let it cool down a bit. And yes, I am a little bit sleepy. I'm more delirious than anything. I'm on like a sleepless high. And then I will have a crash later. Oh, this is pretty heavy actually. Woo, I'm doing a workout by lifting this up and down. So you see, there's olives, green bell pepper, and mushroom, kimchi, as well as there's cheese. It's a vegan cheese. And actually, when I smelled this vegan cheese, it smells like regular non-vegan cheese. The texture was a little bit different though. The texture felt more like tofu-ish, but a tofu that doesn't break apart easily. Alright, I'm really excited to try this. So let's find out together how legit or not legit this is. I'm gonna use my coconut knife. And if you look closely at the parchment paper, it peels off. It got all crispy. And actually the edges look so nice. It looks like very aged paper, vintage. I wanted to cook it in a round pan. I didn't have a round pan. And sometimes you just gotta use what you have. I could have bought a round pan, but you know, I'm trying to live as minimal as possible, so I don't want to keep buying stuff. And actually, when you have limits, it makes you more creative. You're just forced to be. Alright, shall we do the lifting? Our first piece! I'm super excited. I put the quinoa dough on the parchment paper because it'll help the quinoa not stick to the pan. Okay, first test is, seems like regular pizza. It's, you know, keeps its structure. But this one, it's a little bit more crumbly. Now, the real test is, does this vegan cheese do the stretch? It promises. No. It promised to stretch. Maybe I need to put more. It smells good. The quinoa on top has a pop to it. Very slight pop, teeny pop. Like, it's, I want to say crunchy, but it's not like the epitome of crunchy. Actually, the cheese doesn't taste that bad at all. Because it's pizza. I found this recipe online on how to make pizza with quinoa dough. And I did a test and, well, now we know it doesn't hold the structure. You know, when I was making this, it was actually like doing edible art. Ooh, you see that? That's the bulgogi. I would describe this as a very neat fried rice, except it is baked. Because I can't just mix it. I think next time if I were to do the quinoa dough again, I would add more water. So in the previous mukbang as well, I made my own meal. I took existing recipes, changed it up, and made it my own style. I typically like to make a healthier version. I find that it's more of a challenge when I try to make something healthier. Like this, for example. I could have just bought regular pizza dough, and it's simple. It's already made. I might need to just add water. But I made this from scratch. Now the quinoa crust, it's a bit hard. So when you chew on it, and let's say you have a cavity, it's gonna hurt your teeth. I didn't think I have a cavity, but I chewed this on one side of my teeth, and it hurts a little bit. Alright, but I didn't make the kimchi from scratch. This one I bought at a Korean market. I have something very important to tell you. Big news. I'm wearing red! I know, I saw some comments saying that I'm wearing the same thing all the time, you know? And that like, whenever I have a subtle change, you guys notice it more. Well, at least some people mentioned that. I think that was a pretty funny comment. One of my relatives, they were like, oh, you're wearing the same thing in the videos every week. You don't have much clothing. So he was like, here, let me give you some money so you could go shopping. And I was like, no. I try to minimalize my assets. You know, I try to own as little as possible. So even my wardrobe, I'm like shrinking it down. So of course, if I shrink my laundry or my wardrobe down, then you're gonna eventually memorize my closet. I dug in and I scraped up the bottom, and you see, it is nice brown. Actually, I don't really cook much. When I meal prep every couple days, basically I steam or I boil my veggies, and maybe I might have it with some salmon as well. So making this funny pizza, it's a way for me to practice how to cook. Even if it's a fail, I learned something from it. You know the base of the quinoa dough? That one is more firm compared to the middle part. Let's see if we could do the cheese stretch this time. Typically, pizza is eaten with the hands, so let's attempt that. No. Oh, it's hot in there. Making substitutes for ingredients can be tricky. I got people in that one. It could be quite entertaining reading your comments. Some people say, oh, you're wise for your age, but you're so young. And then other people say, you're too young, stop acting like you're so wise, stop trying. And I'm like, I never tried to be wise. You know, I'm just being myself. I feel very sympathetic towards the circle. You know, the shape, the plain old good circle, like this olive. Put 100 people in a room and show them the picture of a circle. Some people, when they see the circle, they're gonna love the circle. Other people, they're gonna be disgusted. Why? When you see a circle, what do you think of? Some people might think of Earth. They might think of planets. Other people, they might think of food, like olives, or like even an orange. However, other people are gonna think of pimples. I have a friend, if she sees a lot of dots she says she gets like this goosebump feeling on her. And I know what that feeling she's experiencing. I get goosebump feelings when I look at warts close up, or even like pattern things from nature. Yeah, like even me as a person, and you and everyone, not everyone's gonna like us, and not everyone will judge us according to their experience, and they'll put whatever adjectives, you know, they feel is most appropriate, that they think, you know. So fresh Napa cabbage kimchi could be delicious, but when it is cooked, it is it's like 10 times better, maybe even more. Cheese and kimchi. Actually, cheese and kimchi is not too weird of a combo. As a kid, I love putting a slice of cheese on my rice and then just let it melt in the microwave. Someone I know who is going to college soon, they were telling me how they really want to go to this college that they were accepted in, but their parents or their family cannot afford to send them. When I was in high school, I remember some of my friends, they got accepted to the college of their top choice. And they were so enthused and they got to go there. Other people, like me, I didn't get accepted into the school I really wanted to get into. I applied to 3. My top one, I didn't get in. Second one, I was like, that's my second choice. And then the third one, I wasn't really interested in going there, but I thought I'd apply to at least 3 colleges, art colleges. And at first, when I got rejected by that top first choice college, of course, rejection never feels good. But now that I look back, I am grateful for how everything turned out. Because if I had gone to college number 1, then I would not have met my best friend of the West. Sure, I could have met other people, but if I had gone to college number 1, I certainly would not have met the people at college number 2. Each school has its own culture, and the layout is different. So when you're walking on the school campus, it's going to feel different, and because of the way it is designed, where things are placed, it'll affect how you interact with other people and how you feel. Some campuses might feel fancy, but it might not feel safe to walk around at night. Alright, you guys, I confess, this tomato sauce, I was supposed to put it under the cheese. It's the first thing that goes on the pizza, but I forgot about it. Such a noob. So I will add it instead myself as I go along. And initially I thought it would be really cool to add perilla leaves, like cut it up in slices and then put it over my pizza, but I already had so much going on. I didn't want it to be like a rainbow threw up on this pan. I mean, it might already look like a rainbow threw up, but it's still like an organized rainbow threw up. You know what? That sauce definitely. I really wish I didn't forget to put the tomato sauce in this, because it tastes way better. Yeah, I put garlic in here, balsamic vinegar, as well as olive oil, and of course tomatoes. And sometimes in life you might think to yourself, what if I did that instead? What if this? What if that? But if you keep thinking what ifs, or what it could have been, I would say it's more like a downward spiral. You know, it's almost like some sort of regret that builds inside when you think about what ifs and what could have beens. Maybe you are living in the better situation compared to the what could have been. When I first came up with the concept of this dish, it looked different. And when I made it, it looks funnier than what I imagined. So yes, although many will consider this a fail because it doesn't look like a classic pizza, but it is still a success in a way because it made me laugh. And I got to practice cooking. Instead of aiming for perfection, aim for progression. Because, you know, growing up, I used to be a perfectionist, and it would drive me insane. I would look at this and be like, no, that's not perfect. I have to move this in a little bit, and then I have to do this, like, just little details that most people are gonna overlook anyway. I've become a more big picture person, but I think it is important to pay attention to the details. Balance. Take a step back. Sometimes, you know, lean in. And see it from different perspectives. When I edit my videos or when I'm making like a social media banner, I make my stuff, I take a step back. I'm like, how does it look from far away? How does it look? Because I step back to see how it would look on like a phone. Is that text readable if I'm here? When I edit my videos on a big screen, then I will see the text very big. But if I view my video on the phone, then I'm like, oh, that text is like an ant. You know, so like when you edit, you have to keep that in mind. That your work will be viewed in different sizes. Alright, this time let's have it with a perilla leaf and you know, do like a sam. You know sam? It means you use leaves and put your meat or other ingredients on it and you wrap it. And let's put some kimchi. Have you guys had perilla leaves before? It's an acquired taste. You know, like cilantro. Not everybody likes cilantro. How would you describe the taste of perilla leaf? How would you? I'm feeling so delirious. I've been up for like, how many hours? I've been up since yesterday, 8 a.m. So it's been 24 hours. Every year, I am reminded that everyone has their own definition of what a friend, a close friend, or a best friend is. It's almost like there's a list. Like, if we meet up once a week, then we're like really buddy-buddy. But if we meet up like once a month, maybe we're still good friends, but not like super close, right? Some people, meet them a couple times, and you both feel like you get along, but one person might feel like even closer to the other person, and the other person has no idea. So I think that's always been a little funny to me, how two people could be friends, but their view on the friendship differs. There's a general feeling of, oh yeah, I get along with this person, I like this person, but the details of each person's definition varies. Whole piece, unbroken. This quinoa dough is made of 4 cups of quinoa. If you want to see the recipe on my website, I put the link in the description box. Man, I'm feeling pretty delirious. I don't know what's happening. So, okay, this perla leaf, I want to give you like a detailed description of what it is. Well, now you see I'm mixing cheese in there, and now the flavor is all gonna be combined. But let me take a bite of just the tip where there's no other ingredients. You know what? It's like licorice. So back to the topic of friends. Some people, we've known them for years, but you and that person call each other acquaintance. Whereas another person, you met them only a couple days or even a couple weeks ago, but you're already like just one step down from best friend level, or you're already best friends. The meaning of a best friend, some people take it very lightly, and that, you know what, that's other people's style. But for me personally, I gotta know the person a couple years before I call them a best friend. We gotta go through some things together. But also the compatibility is a big thing. And understanding and being tolerant. It's a crow. How many crows are talking? And someone told me that crows, if you bother them, they'll remember how your head looks like. So next time they see you, they'll try to poop on you or they attack you. But whenever someone tells you a fact, especially if it's compelling, research it. Look into it before you start spreading that fact. You know, I'm definitely guilty of spreading some facts before I did any research. Especially in the time when there was no fast internet, where information was very, you know, like isolated. Because these days it's very like spread out, and you could get any information as long as you have an uncensored internet connection. But back in the day, information was isolated. It was like the truth was hidden away from the people, depending on what people were trying to do. So what I mean by that is the government can rewrite history in the textbooks. So what we learn in school and what we grew up thinking was true is actually not true. We were brainwashed with fake history, or another version of history, or a very biased perspective of history. When I was traveling in Asia for 6 months, what I felt was I cannot be patriotic to one country. There's so much beauty all over the world. Each country suffers somehow. A lot of countries were colonized before. Some of their culture was taken away, their people were abused. The country that was colonizing another country, they left their culture behind. You know, they left a big influence. Can't forget about the sauce. I like the sauce with the quinoa, but not so much paired with the cheese. I like to enjoy the cheese as is by itself, maybe paired with the kimchi or maybe paired with the olive. Whoa. I put this in the blender and I just got a big piece of garlic. Wakey wakey. Woo! Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's really kicking in now. You know, like a lady who is very pregnant, like a baby kicking the womb hard. It's like that with the garlic, but in a flavor sort of way. Well, speaking of babies, 2 people I know in the past month have popped out their mini-me's. It's so weird to see these people my age and my friends having kids. And I asked my friends, can you believe you have a baby? Can you believe that? Like, have you accepted that fact? And they're like, I can't believe it. I still can't believe it. But that's life. Even though something has happened to you at this very moment, it could be hard to believe it is happening. There's something that I really want to mention. I have 3 email inboxes. I have 2 pages on Facebook, one for Miss Mina O and one for Sweet and Tasty TV. And like it also social media, I have a pair of each for each YouTube channel. And I get messages on all of them every day. So I know some of you might get sad or upset that I don't reply to all your messages, but I hope you can understand that I don't like to write very short, snappy message. You know, if I write back, I want to give it a, you know, be thoughtful and address your question or whatever you say in the letter. I want to address it properly. But the thing is, if I were to do that, it takes a lot of time. Okay, so for example, if I received 50 messages altogether today, and to write a decent message, I take about 5 minutes because there's a thought process involved. So if you times 5 by 50, that's 250 minutes. Now divide that by 60. How many hours is that? That's 4 hours. 4 hours a day. I really want to reply to everyone because I don't like for anyone to feel ignored. But I'm one person. There's only so many hours in the day, and you're gonna do as much as you can. But you can't do everything. So you just do the best that you can do, and that's it. And sometimes your best might not be good enough for someone else. But you know what? You know that you did your best, and just be at peace with that. And when we're in school, we're judged according to our grades. When we graduate, when we go off to the workforce, we get judged by how much money we make or how many fancy cars we have. But don't let that get to you. You're your own person, and you judge your success according to what you feel is most compatible with you. What you feel is important, another will feel is trivial, and vice versa. I'm getting full now. You know, I need to go back to Korea soon and reload on my travel vlog footage for my Sweet and Tasty TV channel. You know, my grandma is concerned about North Korea. So she's saying, don't visit South Korea. It's not a good time. It's not safe. So I asked one of my childhood friends who lives and works in Seoul, how bad is it there? The average Seoul citizen, how are they taking all this tension between North and South Korea? And she was saying, you know, life is usual because people still going to work, and here's the thing. People still need to pay for rent. People still need to eat. So how can you stop working? Regardless of another country threatening your country, life goes as is. Life goes on. And sometimes you just don't have a choice. You know, I typically am not a big fan of like mock meat. You know, actually, just because something is vegan does not make it healthier. Because something fried could be vegan, but fried food in general is not healthy. So, I question, health-wise, it might be better to eat like a grass-fed beef compared to a mock meat, depending on which company made the mock meat. I wanted to try this cheese out. Thing is, when I have actual cheese, it makes me gassy. You know, they say 80%. They say 80% of Asians are lactose intolerant. Anyways, I'm part of that 80%. So I wanted to test and see if this cheese will make me gassy or not. So far, so good. I wonder if YouTube will ever have like a smell aspect to it. So whatever I eat, you can smell it. Do you think that'll happen? Or maybe it's better not to smell what the person on the other side of the screen is smelling. You know, maybe adding a smell factor to TV, it might be gimmicky. If you were to watch a war movie, probably not going to be too pleasant if you smell blood and dead bodies. However, when it comes to food, it's just too tempting. If you could smell melted cheese through the screen, through your phone, for example, then you're like, I just want to eat my phone now. Woo, that kimchi is spicy. Woo! There's a mini flames just tingling in there. I got a food baby. Hope you enjoy eating my pizza with me. Some of my viewers are asking me to burp on command, and I could not do it. So for those who were interested in hearing that, happy birthday. What did you guys eat when you're watching this video? Let me know in the comment section. And what are you gonna do for the rest of the day? I think I'm gonna be a zombie. I'll see you guys in the next travel video and mukbang. Bye bye!